Hi everybody, welcome to Academy Talk. I am your host, Ivy Rivera, psychic medium, coming to you from the Ivy League Psychic Academy here in Amherst, New York. I'm here tonight with Christina Del Rey, astrologer, tarot card reader. How are you?
Very good.
Okay, excellent. So we're super excited to be able to do this with you again. This is, I think, the second time that we've done this. We are doing a monthly astrology show for you guys. So every sign in the zodiac can hear what exactly is happening for them in that particular month. So for the month of April, you're going to find out what's going on for your astrological sign. We're also recommending that they keep track of their rising sign.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. So a lot of people don't know what their moon sign or their rising sign is, but if you do, pay attention to what we say for that also. Now, we are posting today at exactly what minute Christina is talking about your astrological sign. So later on, when you go back to watch the show, you can actually just go right to that time frame, and you can revisit that for yourselves. I will be answering questions from a psychic mediumship perspective, and Christina will be taking astrology. So when you submit your questions in the comments there, you're going to want to put, what do you want, their sun sign?
Sun sign and rising sign if they have it, if they know it.
Okay, perfect. So you want to put your sun and your rising if you have it, or at least your sun. If you don't know what you are, put your birthday down with your question. Okay, very good. So we're going to be breaking down the signs about 2 at a time, and then taking questions. You guys can post them there in the comments. It can be about anything. If you are looking to hear from a spirit, a loved one on the other side, I would appreciate if you could give a name with that, so we can cut down on time a little bit. Now, if you have a question that's sensitive, you don't want everyone in the free world being able to see what you posted there, you can text the questions in to me at 716-602-1391, and we'll be taking them from text also, but I would ask that you don't do that unless it really is very private, okay? Because we have a lot already that we want to keep in one space. So we also have some classes coming up and events I just want to talk about real quick. We have Christina Del Rey coming in to teach tarot class, the art of tarot, training you in the intuitive method, which will open you up to mediumship and evolving beyond the tool, but also in the traditional method of understanding really what all the cards mean. And you want them to bring the weight deck?
The Rider-Waite deck would be perfect.
Rider-Waite deck. Okay, very good. So now we have a tarot class starting up on April 19th, and that's going to run about 6 weeks. Okay, we have a ton of other classes. You can go to ivyleaguepsychicacademy.com for a full update, but we have a past lives class, karma class, relationships, boundaries, and cord cutting. We also have level 1 psychic mediumship development class, a 16-week course training you in how to give a 15-minute professional psychic mediumship reading to the public starting May 7th. Okay. All right, very good. Well, let's get to it.
All right, well, I wanted to talk about the astrological weather for April first, before we got into signs. So for March, the end of March had a very intense full moon in Libra that had to do with partnerships and rebalancing. Along with that energy, there was some tense aspects to Saturn and Uranus and Pluto, so there were surprises and power plays that went along with this energy that might have, and Mercury's in retrograde too, so it might have left us with not a lot of clear answers. But this month we have Venus in Taurus, which is a nice energy, so it will move in there, and Venus is at home in Taurus. Venus rules Taurus is going to make some easy aspects with the power player planets this month. So in one part of our lives, things will seem to have like a nice flow, or just seem shinier and newer and better. We'll be able to see our talents clearer because Venus is talents, Taurus is talents. Our worthiness and celebrating those talents. Venus is also the planet of love, so if you're in a relationship, this can make love very indulgent or just deeper and better. Enjoy that.
That's fun.
And the new moon in Aries on the 15th And that same day, Mercury goes direct. Thank God, I already had 2 problems today with scheduling.
Right.
We will be taking action in one part of our life, so that'll have us taking action. I think this energy could have some shock value to it as well. The last full moon we had some shock value to it. The next 2 coming up could possibly have some shock with it too, so be ready for surprises. Maybe, and it might be you shocking people, it might be you getting shocked, but
all shock each other.
Exactly, but it could be good, it could be bad, it's one of those things. Maybe you'll shock people with your actions. It's possible that that people might not agree with what you're doing or what you're taking action on and might throw their power around you, make obstacles for you. We will also have 2 power players in the sky, both Saturn and Pluto, going retrograde. So this will make us look inward at our personal power and how we're using it to get what we want. We will have to decide if changes will be made in one area of our life. We also have a full moon on the 29th in Scorpio that will have us looking at trusting, loyalty, and merging with another. So it's probably going to be a little intense. There could be a release here that you can't go back on. Expect to dig deep into your psyche for that one. The moon goes on to stand across from Uranus, so there could be some unexpected attached to that culmination, because full moons are typically culminations or endings or like a tipping point of some type. So.
Right.
All right, so April, we have Aries. Okay, so we're in the sign of Aries right now, and Aries is an energy that is very forthcoming. It's very passionate. It's kind of survival energy. It's very, so it's kind of a rocky road a lot of times around the Aries energy, just because they have to burst forth. It's like spring. Spring bursts forth. So on April 2nd, your ruler, Mars, will conjunct Saturn in Capricorn. This brings structure to your actions in your career and status zone. Make sure you're following the rules and doing things by the book. Restrain on action, be mindful. This will hopefully pay off on the 7th when Venus will trine Saturn, possibly making your talents and abilities getting noticed by your superiors, possibly with financial gain or recognition. On the 14th, Jupiter sextiles Pluto, which may be a powerful and expansive opportunity in your career zone as well. Good thing Mercury stations direct, so you can take advantage of any opportunities that come your way. The new moon on the 15th, which is in your first house, so there'll be a new way that you look at yourself or that others see you. However, there's a square here to Pluto and to Mars, which creates a tension of frustration around your personal power. This could involve a career or status area. I would be mindful what is said here. Take a step back and be sure that you don't say something you can't take back. On the 17th, Saturn stations retrograde 5 months in your career zone, and this will have you reflecting on what is standing in the way of where you want to be in the area of career and status. It will have you, it's a good time to work hard, strengthen your craft, whatever that is. If you do that, you'll be happy because success will pay off and benefit you down the road. Venus moves into your 3rd house of communication, could increase communication with a romantic partner, or have you communicating with important people about your talents and abilities. The month ends with a full moon on the 29th, and that could be the ending or culmination in your zone of shared resources, like shared money, or shared property, something shared with a partner, or maybe even income that you get from other sources. A culmination, or even a culmination of like secrets coming out or coming to the surface. This full moon stands across the sky from Uranus in harmony with Saturn. There could be a surprise, but ultimately it looks like it'll benefit you in the end. This energy could also have to do with money as well. That's another way to be played out. So, a lot going on for Aries.
Aries has a lot going on. Okay. Did you get that time?
I didn't.
Okay. Well,
we're gonna
we're gonna start.
I might just run through it after.
Yeah.
And then post time.
Okay, so we're going to do, what is it next?
Taurus.
Okay.
So Taurus, the sun moves into Taurus later in the month. So happy birthday, Taurus. The month begins with Mars conjunct Saturn on the 2nd, then Venus trine your ruler, Saturn on the 7th. This energy can have you taking action or committing to a trip or an adventure with a romantic partner. Venus on the 12th favors opportunities with groups and acquaintances, so take advantage of that. The 14th, Jupiter sextiles Pluto and brings big opportunities to both your relationship zone and your adventure zone. There might be an educational or travel opportunity or through a key relationship or partnership that you'll ultimately benefit from. Also, if there's any legal issues at this time, you will definitely benefit from them. Also, and if there's any other legal issues, it's time to make gains from that. It would be a good time to do that. The new moon in Mercury stationing direct, happens in your house of spiritual or hidden zone. This might be the new beginning of a cycle or a spiritual endeavor, or a time that maybe you look deeply into changing your philosophies and rethinking your spirituality or spiritual beliefs. So I was just thinking, good time to take a class, right?
Right. I know some Tauruses were doing exactly that right now. That's so funny.
Yeah. Pay attention to any messages that come through your dreams. So it's the dream space as well. This moon makes a tense aspect to both Mars and Pluto, so you may be very motivated to act on those beliefs somehow, or perhaps on a spiritual journey of some kind. The 17th highlights individuality versus partnership and striking a delicate balance there. There might be an opportunity that you need to take advantage of that makes a partner less than thrilled. You need to do what's best for you. This month we have both Saturn and Pluto going retrograde in the same part of the sky. For you, it will be key in this area of legal matters, educational opportunities, philosophy, and travel. This will be time for you to reflect on what you really want and how you're going to take control and get more of those things in your life. Around the 25th, there could be a communication frustration justifying your new beliefs or actions. You might have a realization about how powerful you are. The full moon in your zone of relationships and partnerships. So there's a culmination or an ending of a cycle there. This doesn't always mean like a relationship ends, it just means some kind of cycle ends in that relationship. There could be something that you didn't see coming attached to the relationship or partnership that will come to light, but whatever it is, it seems to be longer lasting and beneficial.
So it's good. Okay, interesting. Now we want to get to some of the questions that are coming through. I do have a couple here. I kind of want to get out of the way, and then we'll go back to comments that are going up in the Facebook feed. So we have one coming through here. She says, actually it's a male. Okay, I'm a Gemini. Okay. Am I on track with what I came here on Earth to do? That's a big question.
Yeah.
In general, are you on track with what you came here to Earth to do? Okay. Okay. There's a lot of work to be done here. So it's hard to say to somebody, oh yes, you're completely on track when you have a whole life's worth of work. It feels to me like you would have been slowed down up until this time. So sometimes there's catch-up work. And I think that if you stay on the path that you're now focused and committed to being on, I think that you will be on the right path. But it's about picking up momentum and staying where you need to be. So don't allow yourself to get thrown or second guess yourself, derail, one step forward, two steps back. If you keep going forward, then yes. What are you getting with that?
I'm getting like that there's steps to be made. There's more steps to go, like educational steps. There's some kind of learning. Also, Neptune right now is in the area of career and status, so I'm thinking that there might be some confusion there, might not exactly know what's going on. But if you channel that either in an artistic way or a spiritual way, or some kind of craft or something, you will definitely head in the right direction. Yeah, I feel like it could be really good, but I feel like there's more steps. And with Gemini,
there's definitely more.
There's so much with Gemini. There's their information, like they just take in information.
Right. I didn't even think maybe that's part of the distraction that I'm feeling is like Gemini would be like, oh, I'm also supposed to do this.
Yeah.
But you
like
still
too
have
many
to
projects at one time. You have to narrow it a little bit,
bit.
and then become master of that.
Yeah, master something because you seem to jump. You seem to jump a lot. I want to say that primarily what I'm feeling with you is that you're supposed to be counseling people, healing people, helping people, but first you have to finish that process for yourself and really learn how to give that out. And I agree with what Christina says. It's going to take more leadership on your behalf to get there, because right now it doesn't feel like you're in leadership position. It feels like you're still in an educational process. So finish that first. Okay, then we have another question coming in here. Okay, she says, I don't know how to ask this, but about my relationship. His time to think. Okay, his time to think. I'm not sure what that means, but is he coming back? And then I asked what this person's name is, and I did not get an answer to that, what this person's name is. Also, I don't see an astrological sign with this one. So if you want to send that information in, then you can do that. I'm primarily feeling not so much, though, in general. So if we get that information, we can look into it.
I almost feel like the person will,
oh, Joe.
I almost feel like they will make an appearance and leave, make an appearance and leave. I almost feel like it's one of those things where they kind of just leave you hanging
Yep.
a little bit just to keep you, so you can just be careful with
Yeah, it feels like cat and mouse.
Yes.
Feels like cat and mouse. Feels like toxic energy. Someone who's looking for what they can enjoy in the moment, but not looking to commit at all. So I guess the question is more, why would you want this person to come back?
Right.
If someone has disappeared from your life, you would probably want to ask why that is, and is it better for you that they stay gone? In this particular situation, yes, it is. Okay. Do we want to take one more maybe from here? How are we doing?
Yes, I have one from Lori. She's asking if her dad Steven is still around, and is he okay?
Okay, so from Lori, is her dad Steven around? Let's see what we're getting with this. Absolutely. He feels to me like before his passing, he may have played both sides of the fence, meaning that he got pretty good at being in touch with the spirit world and also being connected with you guys here. So I feel him being pretty skilled in his communication. I also feel like he's a specific kind of guy. So this is the kind of guy who's around all the time watching over, but he is not deliberately trying to communicate with you all the time. I am seeing him leaving little gifts for you. So I want to say watch out for like rocks or pennies from heaven, things like this. He also seems to want to move objects. I feel like I'm looking at a male in the family, possibly like your brother or the younger male in the family. I feel moving of keys and objects. He's also using electronics. I can hear the refrigerator running, and I can see him trying to use like cell phones, music, things like this, lights to let you know that he's around. Absolutely. I also feel like there's a red rose going out for a birthday or an anniversary right around this time. So he also sees that coming. There's a ton of love. Okay, he says how much he loves you. I feel like the two females I'm watching over, and a ton of love. Like I never leave you. So it really is an illusion that he would ever be gone. It's how much he wants to talk is really the question. And it's when he's giving guidance, or you really need reassurance that he's there. The rest of the time, just believe that I'm there. Just know that I'm there.
And I feel like she can ask for a sign too. You know, ask him and then wait a couple days, and usually the sign will come. So.
Absolutely. So make sure you're doing that. Okay, just keep up with it. He's happy to see where things are going. I feel like you made some changes recently too. He's showing a big smile, and it feels to me like it's relationship stuff, but it's also work and money related, and I feel like good. Okay, you're doing the right thing. So the right thoughts are being triggered in your head, and you're going in the right direction with things. So keep moving forward. Do we want to take one more and then get to two more signs? Okay.
Okay, so I have Nick Puello. He's asking, when will love find me? He's a Capricorn, born on December 26, 98.
And what was the question?
When will love find me? Well, you're looking over that. I'm just going to jump in with what I feel is really happening with you, Nick, is like over the course of the next 2 months or so, it seems that someone who's been around in the vicinity of where you are, or where it almost feels like where you're working, where you're getting your education. It feels like this person has been around in that atmosphere, but hasn't really been able to come into your energy. This person will be coming forward and comes through with a very serious energy, a mature energy, an old soul kind of energy about them that can be very comforting and intriguing. But I'm also feeling that this person is entering into your life, not necessarily just for love, but also for lessons. So the two of you are supposed to be learning off of each other. And what I feel you're supposed to be taking from it primarily is a sense of confidence in your own self that you're deserving of that kind of love. So I just want to say, really soak it in and try not to look at it in terms of, is this the end all be all? How long is this supposed to last? Will this person be with me? I feel like don't even examine that. Just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, it's funny. I got the same thing. Like right now, you're going to be working on yourself, possibly your physical self, your internal self. But there's going to be some surprise. I think Uranus is going to go into Taurus. That's going to go into your 5th house, and I think there's going to be some surprise. Somebody in his life that's sort of, oh, I didn't realize it was going to be like this, or I didn't realize I had feelings for this person, or maybe it's going to be a new person, but something's going to happen. It's going to kind of be one of those things where it's out of the blue.
Yep.
But it'll be really fun.
Sometimes it's right in front of your face, but it's all about timing on this.
Yes.
Definitely. Okay, very good. So let's move on to
Gemini. Yay. Okay, around the 4th, there's a frustration in communication that has to do with money, investments, or intimacy. Watch what you do and say, play by the rules on this one. On the 14th, there could be an opportunity that promises you good fortune that comes up regarding money or an investment matter. It looks like this is related to a partnership of some kind.
what was the date on that?
The 14th.
14th.
The new moon on the 15th happens in your social groups, hopes and wishes and dreams area. There will be a new cycle beginning there, and just in time because your ruler Mercury goes direct, and that will give you a needed boost to make things happen. This month, we will have Saturn and Pluto retrograding in the same part of the sky that rules investments, money, and deep psychological stuff, possibly control issues. You might be reflecting and figuring out your personal power and structures you need in those areas of your life. Also, where you need to work hard to get past any lingering issues that might be holding you back. This area of life heats up again around the 25th and 26th. You have a lot of thinking to do and decisions to make about opportunities in this area. The full moon on the 29th happens in your daily work and health zone. So expect something to come to a head or an ending in that area. There could be a surprise attached to it, the moon, but ultimately it gives way to like long-lasting opportunities that if you decide you want to take advantage of it, it'll work out.
Okay, no more surprises.
Yeah, well, there might be a few, but it'll all work.
Okay, so something I can take advantage of. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have Cancer. Cancer, the month starts out on the 7th with Venus trine Saturn, which might show off your talents and abilities to groups and ultimately help you make connections to future partnerships that are stable and long-term. Jupiter sextile Pluto highlights the opportunity to meet someone special if you're open to that, or if you're in a partnership, is an opportunity for a fun time to have a powerful impact on your relationship, or even maybe plays out where you have fortunate opportunity to work with someone on a creative and powerful project. The new moon here it is in an area that happens at the same time. The new moon happens at the same time Mercury goes direct. This happens in your career zone. The new moon might bring a frustrated quality to it. Like you really want to make powerful moves in your career zone, but it just isn't moving the way you want it to, or you're butting heads with someone in authority. Keep pushing forward, and later in the week things move along much better. Don't give up. Pluto retrogrades 1 week later in your relationship zone, making you reflect on your personal power in relationships and partnerships of all kinds. Lastly, the full moon in Scorpio on the 29th stands across the sky from Uranus, which can always mean surprises. For you, this happens in your zone of romance, children, or creative projects. Expect something surprising and possibly long-lasting in this area.
One of the things I've noticed about you saying someone in authority might be preventing you from having what you want. Authority could be like God, right? Or the universe, or just the world, or time.
It could be.
Could be.
It could be.
So we don't want to specifically look for a person necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, it can be like an authority, like a boss or something. It can also be like a father. It could be like anybody really who probably has, you know, a little bit more power than we do somehow.
Right.
Police officer could be, you know.
Let's not.
Never know how it's really gonna play out.
You get my bail money.
Yeah.
I'll be okay. So yeah. Like sometimes it is there, and other times I've analyzed. I've been like, what the heck was the authority? And it was like something invisible, you know. But there's authority in many different forms. So be open to anything and work with those energies and really figure out what the pattern is, you know, in your life. You want to take a couple more?
Okay. Danielle Denise Spooner says, any messages I should know about? She's a Cancer.
Okay. I just felt with you real quick anxiety. I just had a little anxiety attack. I feel like you're highly sensitive, highly intuitive. You could just say psychic. Okay, so sometimes when you have a lot of psychic abilities, one of the things that can happen is that you're constantly waiting for the other shoe to fall, or you're waiting for a dynamic event to come in and rattle your world. And really what seems to be going on with you is that your psychic abilities are a little bit off the charts right now. So you may have just recently gone through an awakening, a kundalini, something like this. Now, what happens after that is that you start to pick up on any dynamic energy, any dynamic event that might be coming, and you read it as though it could be harmful. It could be positive, it could be negative. But you read it all the same physically. Okay, so I want to say for you right now, it's all about staying calm. I also feel like part of what you're picking up on are a little bit of relationship changes. Okay, so it feels to me like love life stuff. I also feel a little bit of change within the work that there would be discussion on from higher up above you. So talk does not always equate to change in your position. And I think just stay calm. What are you getting?
Yeah, I would agree. There's possibly changes in the work environment. Also, too, I think once Uranus goes into Taurus, maybe next month, there could be some changes in who she's hanging out with, her groups or her acquaintances. You know, socially, there could be some changes. Maybe she's hanging out with totally different people than she's used to hanging out with. You know, a little bit. Maybe they're a little more odd or like, you know, colorful. But it's all good at the same time.
That is good. It's time for the odd people in your life, especially if you're going through some kind of intuitive shift like that. Okay, you want to have people that you could talk to openly about it, not just who won't say, oh, you're crazy, you know, but who can also feed it, help you to understand it. So there's a lot of that going on with her right now. Is it possible the moon triggered that for her? This last like full moon? I don't know too many.
I mean, it was
had.
really, that moon was very much about partnerships. And
Okay,
friendships.
yeah, because I don't know anyone else that really happened to, but okay, interesting. We want to take another one?
Sam's Kitchen, Scorpio. Who was I in a past life? Birthday 11/6/88, I believe. Was I a Scorpio before?
I don't know what November is. Your birthday was November 3rd. Before, what would that be? Sag or something maybe?
We're still in Scorpio there.
Oh, is that Scorpio?
Yeah, she's Scorpio now.
Okay, November. I'm hearing November 3rd. What I feel you would have been doing when I'm going over here to the last past life that was really relevant to you, I feel like you were having to work alone a lot. So one of the things that you might be seeing in this life playing out is the constant worker bee who maybe doesn't always have help from other people, and you would find yourself in a position of leadership, power, management, type A. You may have found that when you came into this life, you were good at a lot of things you have no business really being good at, but you just intuitively know how to do everything. That could also mean that you're biting off more than you can chew, and that you, just because you're good at it, people will offer it to you, and just because you're good at it, that you'll take it on, and it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you're supposed to be doing. So this life for you is all about finding balance. Just because you had to dig and cultivate and work hard alone in the past doesn't mean that that's what you're supposed to be doing in this life. So right now you're being tested in delegating.
Right. And the only way to really know for me astrologically is to look at the south node is usually typically in the chart what denotes past life, and whatever comes easy to you, and that's usually past life stuff. The road less traveled for you, or the harder road, that's usually what you're supposed to go towards, kind of like what you were saying.
Right.
So not that it's so hard you can't do it, but it's learning lessons and going towards bigger dreams. If you're doing something that just comes natural to you, then you're not following your path. So I would say, no. I would say you probably were not a Scorpio. You're probably something else. But the only way for me to really know would be to look at the charts.
And what's it called? The North Node?
The North Node is where you're going. The South Node is where you've been.
South Node in your chart will show where you've been. So have a chart done with Christina. They are amazing. I will say this too. Christine is teaching an astrology basics class here at the Ivy League Psychic Academy in July. And we do cover this. Yeah, so fun. I love it. Okay, do we want to take another one, or do we want to, and then we can move on to another 2 signs. What are we coming up on to next?
Leo and Virgo.
Leo and Virgo.
I have Audrey. Will I buy a house with Michael? Libra.
I feel like yes. I feel like this is something that you could most certainly do. There seems to be some obstacles more with him, almost in the sense that maybe there's something in the credit, or there's something in the amount of money that he would be able to bring into it. There's something involved with the fine detail on the contract, where there would be a little bit of a spike in the wheel coming from his end, but I feel like it could be cleared out. What are you getting with this?
Yeah, I mean, Jupiter is in the 2nd house, so the money's there. Uranus is going into Taurus, that's going to go into other people's money. So I would say, yeah. Just be careful of surprises. Make sure Mercury's not retrograde when you do it. Be careful of they're hitting us with this extra something or other. So just be careful of that. But I think ultimately, yeah, I think that it'll be okay.
It feels comfortable. Okay, very good. Why don't we move on then to Leo and then Virgo?
Leo. April 2nd starts out with Mars conjunct Saturn in your zone of day-to-day work and health. There might be a motivation to get yourself together here in diet or exercise, or take actions to just day-by-day tasks for the long term. These 2 energies together indicate frustration, so you might feel a notable frustration in this area. The energy changes when Venus trines Saturn on the 7th and will help you apply your talents in your daily life with ease and grace. It will also help you commit those talents to something productive. This energy can also lend to romance, commitment, and being, Venus trine Saturn, it's like a love commitment type energy. On the 11th, Sun squares Pluto, making you feel a tension to establish your personal power. You might have to stand up to somebody or make your needs known. An opportunity might present itself in the family zone. Take advantage of it if that happens. The new moon in your zone of adventures, philosophy, and legal matters and education. You will begin a new cycle here, which at first will seem impossible, but you should write down your intentions to motivate and manifest it anyway. Saturn and Pluto will retrograde in the sky in your daily work and health area, forcing you to reevaluate both areas. Venus will move into Gemini April 25th. This will be a good time for you to get out into group settings or be out with friends. The full moon in Scorpio on the 29th might bring a culmination or a surprise with family or real estate, but will ultimately be beneficial.
Okay. Variety.
Yes.
Variety stuff going on. Okay, interesting.
We have Virgo.
Okay.
The month starts out with Mars conjunct Saturn in your zone of romance, children, and creativity. It might be a time where you decide to plan out or take action, like calculated actions on a creative project or relationship. You could put a lot of focus on this area, knowing that it will pay off either financially or intimately. April 15th, Mercury will station direct in your zone of intimacy. in other people's money. Mercury direct always makes you feel a bit better because it's your ruling planet. You can now make decisions on investments or purchases, again with more ease. The new moon in Aries is also highlighting this area as a big push for you. You are likely going to start a new cycle in intimacy, investments, combining resources with a partner, or maybe even a metaphysical venture. Venus moves into Gemini on April 24th. This will make your career a little nicer or flow with more ease than usual. Your talents will be recognized at this time. The full moon on the 29th in Scorpio will bring a culmination in a matter of communication or possibly a sibling matter too. There could be a surprise element.
So, like a lot of work stuff for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of investment
Yeah.
type, like partnership type stuff, and it can also lend that it's kind of a house of like intimacy with really deep intimacy too. So like some Virgos it'll play out in one area, some Virgos it'll play out in another. So that's why I like to include all of that.
Okay. And that's what when you say other people's money.
It's usually like in like any kind of stocks that you have or partnership money that you have, business partnership money, or even like child support or anything where you're getting money from another source. I guess would be
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tons going on with Virgo in that. And do we have some questions coming in here?
Yes. I have Sarah Kraft wants to know when will we finally find a house, and she has her birthday as April 10, 1992.
And then again, could you repost one more time if people want to send their questions in privately? 'Cause I forgot to put that at the top today. So if you want to send your questions in for privacy, you don't want it publicly posted so everybody can see, you can text them in 716-602-1391. So Sarah wants to know, her birthday's in April, and she wants to know, will she be buying a house or will she be closing on that?
Finding a house.
Will I be buying a house? I feel like there was a period of time of nose to the grind for you, and that right now it's almost like wait. You're just waiting for circumstances to play out. I feel like you're waiting for the doors of opportunity to open, and then everything just kind of falls right into place because you've already laid the foundation. So the door that I see opening, the one that you're knocking on, they're putting this over here for me, which is to the past, but still technically right now in your present energy. So within the last like 2 weeks or so, possibly even 3 weeks, this would have started to unroll and open for you. So yeah, I mean, I am feeling like an open window of opportunity for the next 3 to 4 months. I'm also feeling some funny things popping up though with the properties themselves. It's almost like some surprises or something that could throw you. Just because you can have it doesn't mean you should have it. So it still feels to me like go slow, be meticulous, dot your I's, cross your T's, investigate the fine detail. I'm hearing foundation. Look at the foundation of these properties. But you've done well, and it is coming at just the right time. And I am feeling warmer climate when that happens, which will be any minute now around here. So probably summer. What are you getting on that?
I feel like the money's there. I feel like she should apply for grants or any kind of, anything that's going to help you buy this house. This would be a good time to do that, like some kind of, first-time homeowner grant or whatever you can do to get money, to make this house more affordable. But I do feel like the money will be there. Like you're saying, there could be some surprises. Even, I would be meticulous. Things that you don't see.
Things that you don't see.
Have somebody like look over the house.
All that glitters is not gold.
Yeah, like you want a second opinion on, you want to bring somebody in there and be like, what do you think?
If it seems too easy, it probably is.
Definitely.
I feel it with some older people, almost like their property. This is great. This is great. We've been here forever. Something like this. It's only had one other owner or 2 other owners. And you're like, well, what's been neglected? Things like that. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, it's coming. Absolutely. Good time to be you. Okay. What do we have coming in here?
Danielle Battaglia. She owns a business. Will it be profitable this year? And she put her birthday as January 2nd, 1975.
Okay. I would like to get the name of the business. Okay, Danielle, if you could type that in. Because I feel like you've done this before. You've owned several businesses. You've tried a couple different things. I want to make sure I'm reading the right one. But what I'm feeling when I just hone in on your question itself is that it could be profitable for you if you really give it your full attention and focus. What I feel you have a bit of a tendency to do is to get pulled in other directions. And it's almost like every time you really want to get invested in this, you seem to have obstacles from outside sources in your life coming in that pull you away. And if you keep allowing that to really take your focus off of this project, then it will end up being like other things. So yeah, it really depends on your level of investment. I also have it being a little rocky for a while, like a 6 to 7 month period of it being a little bit thin in prosperity, with potential for it to pick up. Okay, more toward the end of that. What are you getting?
We don't know what it is, right? We don't know
She didn't
Okay,
say.
so I'm just getting like groups, like she's supposed to be getting it out there. The name is supposed to get out there, like it's supposed to be groups and, you know, but like spreading it. Like spreading whatever it is, she needs to get out. I don't know if it's advertising or something, but
Right.
she needs to be getting her name out there. Like there's something that needs to be like, just, I don't know, propelled out so that she can reap the benefits from it.
And what is her sign?
Capricorn?
Capricorn. Okay, which we didn't get to yet.
Not yet.
So we'll be getting to that. We'll take one more. Ultimately, though, what I keep hearing for you too is that when you talk with people, you make them feel better. So I feel like if you're in a nurturing type of a situation, okay.
She just said it's a bakery.
Okay, good. So I feel like if you're in a nurturing type of a situation where you can, because I was wondering if it was like some type of restaurant where you're like giving to people. I'm saying I'm cooking for all these, you know, like everyone's your child, you know. That seems to work for you. So make sure that you're in a good position to talk with the people. Like that might be what you're getting with groups. It's almost like groups of customers and stuff coming in, but you really got to get it out there by word of mouth from you specifically interacting with the people. And then yes, the advertising, because the other thing I was seeing was almost like a vending.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could take this and market it somehow as either like a vending thing or a vendor's truck, or what do they call them, like food trucks or
Yeah.
something.
Like I was sort of seeing like, I don't know, like her, not like catering, but like small, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like small groups or
Small.
something, but like, I don't know, I was seeing like, somehow she was getting that out there.
To launch it, that's what you need to do.
And like word of mouth, you know what I mean? But like getting it out there. Like, oh, what's this? Oh, this is really good. And then somebody else tells somebody else.
Yeah, because it even seems like smaller events, you know, people will say that I know this girl, I know this girl. But that's what's funny is they're not saying I know this business. They're saying I know this girl. I know this girl. Like she's the girl next door, and it works. It works to lay your foundation. Once you have that, you're good to go because those kind of referrals never die.
Right.
So good things. Congratulations. Good luck. We want to move on to who do we have next? The two signs.
Okay, we have Libra and Scorpio. So Libra, the month starts out with Mars conjunct Saturn in your family zone. There could be a big motivation to do something that feels frustrating, but because it's going to take longer than you would like. When your ruler, Venus, trines Saturn a few days later, family relationships or real estate matters will flow easier. April 15th, Mercury will station direct in your partnership zone, so hopefully communication will begin to flow again. The new moon in Aries is also in this part of the sky for you, making it a great time to start a new business partnership or begin a new cycle connecting with a loved one. Whenever this happens, there is a change that is needed to be made. On the 24th, Venus is going to move into Gemini. This will make matters of travel, legal, and education more lively for you. Perhaps you will plan a trip or vacation. The full moon on the 29th has a surprise and quick energy along with it. This will be in your zone of self-worth and the way you earn your money. Look for a culmination or an ending to a cycle here in that area.
Fun.
And we have Scorpio. Scorpio, the energy this month focuses largely on how you assert yourself. Mars conjunct Saturn at the start of the month with a possible communication, neighbor, or sibling matter frustration. However, things begin to get better around the 7th. There might be a positive opportunity to take action in a partnership regarding a partnership matter around the 14th, right before Mercury turns direct. Wait until after the 15th to make a commitment. The new moon is in the zone of daily work, health, and routine. Perhaps this will be a chance for you to commit to a healthier lifestyle. Whatever change you make will be necessary to tap into your personal power to take control of this area. Pluto will retrograde in your communication zone, causing you to reflect upon your personal power and communication. Venus will move into Gemini on the 24th. This is a good time to gain on investments or pool resources with a romantic partner. The full moon on the 29th happens in your first house. There's a surprise quality this moon, so expect something unexpected. It is in your zone of self, so many people may begin to see you differently than they have in the past.
That's good. That's intense. Okay, good. We more coming through over here.
Danielle Pietrocario Nyhart. So another Danielle, and she's a Cancer, and she wants to know what's up for the next 3 months.
Danny fit.
Yeah.
What's up for the next 3 months?
3 months.
I sense babies. No,
Yeah.
I know.
Wait, what's her sign? I forgot.
Cancer.
She's a Cancer. No wonder I like you so much. I never knew. But
I
it's
said
a-
the chart this one.
Okay. What's coming up for the next 3 months? I'm seeing for you real quick, and I'm in this month, so I want to say the first maybe 2 weeks of April, or let's just say for the next 2 weeks, like organizing, planning, strategic. You're really looking at things maybe too also, okay, in addition to all that minuscule stuff, the fine detail, you're also looking at long term. I think you're at a point with your business where maybe you need to start asking, do I want to have the next year booked out? Do I want to have the next 2 years booked out? Like, what exactly are you doing, I want to say, with scheduling and things like this? You seem to be approaching, did she say the next 3 months?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of going all over the place. Okay, so I went too far on some other stuff coming up the end of the second year. But anyways, you need to start working on that now. Okay, thinking about what feels right to you with that kind of scheduling. That seems to be the general theme. I also see the 3rd month you bringing somebody else in, and that to me feels like it could be profitable. But I have you with a little bit of hesitancy with people, not really sure how much you want to give them, what kind of contracts you want to sign. You could say how much power you want to give over there. And I feel like when you're dealing with someone who's kind of stone-faced or business or something like that, that could just be their way of also wanting to do things the right way. Okay, so watch out for the friendly people. Don't be intimidated by the strong, stone-faced people as much, but do what feels comfortable for you. I feel some opportunity coming in there.
Yeah, it's funny because I have Jupiter in the house of children for her. So it's like expansion and children. It's just funny.
Okay.
A little irony there. But no, I see the same thing like with the partnerships part. Like Pluto and Saturn are going to go retrograde, so she's going to go deep within and see like she's going to have like she's going to really realize like where her power is. She's got to think about like where she wants to have control, where she's like this is going to be like a very this is all business, probably business partnerships. Could have to do with romance too, but just because I know her situation, probably has to do more with business partnerships.
Right.
She's going to have to go inside, and she's going to really have to think about what structures she wants. Like she's going to have to get very detail oriented, exactly what kind of power she has with with her business and her business partnerships, and ultimately to benefit her. And there might even be like a little bit of a change once Uranus goes into Taurus. I kind of talked about this with the other one. Might be a change in groups for her.
Right.
She might have some more exotic, flavorful people coming into her business that might actually be kind of cool.
Yeah, we should come in and bring like gypsy dance or something. We should totally with our drums. So I also, listening to Christina, the other thing that I was hearing was that you want to kind of watch how much people coming in would be able to sort of benefit long term. Or here's a good way of saying it. If you're looking at how much of a cut you would want to take from allowing somebody to come in, put a high cut on that for your own self, because the benefits that they're taking long term by getting the exposure through your business, okay, is significant. So again, yes, it's like figuring out what your worth is and all of that, and how, you know, how you exactly want to use your power.
That's a big theme here. I'm seeing.
Cool. Love it. Wonderful. I know we have a bunch to get to still, and we're at time. I don't know where the time goes. So who are we on to next? We just did.
We have 3 left.
Okay, so why don't we do 2 more, and then we'll take a question and we'll get to the thing.
Okay, Sagittarius. The energy this month is largely focused on the area of how you earn a living and your self-worth. Mars here will conjunct Saturn, perhaps forcing you to make a move on your talents and abilities. Later, Venus will trine Saturn in your house of everyday work, and you will see how nicely things can flow together when putting the work in. Jupiter sextile Pluto helps you to feel the power of opportunities that you may not have considered before, but discover you may have a talent for. Mercury will station direct April 15th. That'll enable you to really get creative, those creative juices flowing and productive. You can now make commitments, sign contracts, etc. The new moon in Aries will provide a new beginning of some kind in this area of a creative project, children or romance. Whatever it is, it will prompt you to make a move or assert your power. At the end of the month, we have a full moon in Scorpio that will be a culmination in your 12th house. Something you didn't see coming, something you didn't see before might come to light, and this could be quite the surprise. So,
very good.
And we move on to Capricorn.
Capricorn.
All right, so the energy is very focused on who you are or who you are becoming this month. Saturn, your ruler, is conjunct Mars and then trine Venus the first week of April. This puts focus on yourself, your body, and how you see yourself or how others see you. Others can see you in a very good light right now and even recognize your talents and abilities. If you feel like flirting, the trine right around the 7th is a good time to take advantage of this energy if you're looking for a new partner. The new moon and Mercury direct will happen on the same day in your house of family and real estate matters, hopefully allowing a more flow of communication here. Saturn turning retrograde is something you might feel internally more than others. You could start to reevaluate how you want to be seen by others, reflecting on how you want to see yourself and how you want to be viewed by the world, and what you still need to do, like what work you still need to do within yourself. The full moon at the end of the month in Scorpio will have a surprise element to it. The ending or culmination of events will happen in your house of hopes, wishes, dreams, also groups and acquaintances.
Nice.
Oh, we have 2 more. Sorry, after that.
And then we have 2 more. Okay, so let's take one question from here, one question from here, and then we're going to go on to the last 2, okay? I have a private question. No astrological sign given here, but I'm going to retire in May. Should I or not? Well, I guess if you're going to retire in May, right? I feel like that's fine. I feel like you put it off long enough. I feel like you've thought over this long enough. I don't really feel like the universe, your guides, God is giving you, I can't see that far, one sign or another. Sometimes when you're feeling like you have a very mixed bag of signals coming, it's because it's really up to your free will. So I feel fine about that.
Right, yeah, I felt like just have a plan. I felt like it was the right timing. Just have a plan of what you're going to do with yourself. So.
Very good. And do we want to take one more from here?
Yes. We have Linda Figuera, and she is saying she's a Taurus, and she's asking, "Will I marry?"
I usually like to get the name of the person that you're considering, so that I can involve their energy in it. But if I just go straight up with your energy and the possibilities here for love in the future, what I'm feeling is that you've had some resistance to it in the past. I feel like you've created a space where you very much enjoy your independent state and singlehood. And it feels to me like you're really opening up to this, okay? Like this is something new for you. So I keep seeing Easter and rabbits and eggs and spring, And like, this is a new concept in a lot of ways. So even though maybe you've said that you were entertaining it, I feel like at this point you're actually entertaining it energetically. I feel like when you open the door for it, I do have somebody coming in. He feels like a larger male. I feel like very kind of protective over you, wants to kind of wait on you hand and foot. I feel like you're gonna have to let some stuff go. Let this person do something for you. Let him have something.
This is, she's a Taurus, right?
Yeah.
This is a really good relationship time for Taurus. So I would get out there, meet some people, you know, and then if there's somebody out there, then yeah, this is a great time. Take advantage of that energy. Don't
Yeah, he
let it
may be in the living vicinity. It's like he's coming to her.
Yeah.
Open the door.
And, yeah, and like she's gonna have luck and fortune. She just has to make sure that she's out putting herself out there.
Good. Okay, good. Enjoy it. We have 2 more signs. What are they?
We have Aquarius and Pisces.
Okay.
So Aquarius, this energy this month is focused on privacy, hospitals, institutions, hidden actions, the metaphysical, or just something you haven't been able to see clearly. With this energy, you must be careful that you are not taking actions that will hurt yourself in the long run. Make sure you're seeing the big picture here. There are opportunities that might come up in the area of real estate, home, and family, career, and something behind the scenes. After the new moon and Mercury stations direct in the sky, on the 15th, there will be a new cycle, and the energy will flow a little easier, then the answers will be more clear. On the 17th, Saturn and Pluto retrograding in the same part of the sky have you reflecting on your personal power and direction in the future. However, you are not ready to talk about it just yet. The full moon in Scorpio happens in your house of career and status. That has you going deep and considering who you really want to be. There will be a tipping point here of some kind. It could have a surprise, unexpected communication attached to it. So it should be interesting. So career and status for them. And Pisces, last but not least, the energy this month is focused on hopes, dreams, of groups and acquaintances. This month will start with you taking action in this area of the chart, and by the end of the first week, your talents and abilities could somehow be communicated in a positive light. Around the 17th, opportunities come up in this area. Take full advantage. Saturn and Pluto retrograding in this area of the chart will have you deciding which groups and acquaintances that you want to be affiliated with and how you're going to move forward in that area. The new moon in Aries will start a cycle in your self-worth and how you earn your money. You may have a new confidence now. The moon in Scorpio at the end of the month could have something to do with a culmination or ending on a legal matter, a travel opportunity, or educational pursuit.
Excellent. It makes a lot of sense. My daughter is a Pisces. That makes some good sense. Okay, do we want to take one more?
Sure.
And then we'll talk about where we'll be and where they can reach us.
Samantha Haley, what's going on with Capricorn? Feeling very lost and I can't see anything in front of me.
What are you getting with that?
With Capricorn, I would say that you really need to do a lot of work on the self, on how you present yourself to others, how you feel about your own personal power. There's some getting to know what direction you're going in life, what lessons you haven't learned yet, where your personal power is. Are you giving up too much of that personal power? Over these next 5 months, you're going to be reflecting on that. I would, Neptune is in your 3rd house, so that's like communication. There could be some confusing communication there, so you really want to just listen to yourself. Jupiter right now is in groups and acquaintances. What I would do is if you're really unsure, go with whatever hobby or whatever interests you. Go find people that do the same thing. Go to a meetup group. Go to, if you're interested in spirituality, go to a meetup on spirituality. Go, find like minds of what you want to do and go from there.
Mm-hmm. And what I'm feeling is also going on with you is almost like if you look around, the world is setting the stage for you to learn new ways of living and lessons and some unfinished business where relationships were concerned. So, it really feels to me like you're maybe feeling a little bit like you're free falling. You're in a bit of a free will space. We like to think that we love our free will, but when we're living in destiny charted situations in our life, it feels a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Self-assured, reassured. It's so obvious that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and I feel like you're kind of free falling a little bit. So celebrate your free will and development. Okay, so a few things coming up. Okay, if you want to reach Christina Del Rey for an astrology chart, a tarot reading, where can they find you?
They can message me on Facebook.
Okay, very good. And you have events coming up? You have April 21st.
Yeah, we think so.
Okay, so we hope so. She's dance mom. But April 21st, she should be here at the Ivy League Psychic Academy. We have an in-house psychic fair going on April 21st from 1 to 7 p.m. What should they bring if they want an astrology chart done with you at a place like that?
Hopefully, they have their birth time. It's really significant. So that's where the real information is. If you have that exact time that you want a birth certificate.
Go look at your birth certificate. Okay, very good. Okay, and I have a gallery show on that day at 1 p.m. So you get tickets for that. Up on the website, IvyRiveraPsychicMedium.com, and then we have readers, we have psychic mediumship going on here, tarot, we have the grand opening of the spiritual shop, also Reiki going on here. So from graduates of the Ivy League Psychic Academy from 2 to 7 p.m., Christina doing astrology. I will be at the Spring Shopping and Spa Day fundraiser for Camp Purple on April 7th, doing readings. And then I also have the 104.1 Classic Hits is holding a Spring Fling Disco on April 27th. And then I also have a Victorian Tea and Gallery show coming up at Margin Manor Winery on Sunday, May 6th. So check us out there. Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com to book, where you can find me here on Facebook. Thanks so much.
My question was the next question, and I never got to it.